everybody, it's Rebecca here at whymermaids, and these are my worst books of 2016. So I have a thing where I don't like to rate books on Goodreads or anywhere that you rate books as less than 2 stars. I just feel like if I read it, I have a hard time giving criticism of things so much so that it's only a 1 star. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time with it. It's a personal thing. I think the fact that the book is published already, like, I can't just give you 1 star. You put a book together. I'm gonna give you 2. So 2 is kind of the lowest that I usually go. So these are my 2-star reads from 2016, basically. I have 7 of them, which is okay. It's not great, but out of 75 books, it's not terrible. It's like almost, I don't know the percentages because I'm not good at math. But you can let me know the percentage down below if you want to. 7 out of 75. I could do it on a calculator, but I'm lazy. Anyway, so 7 books out of 75. These are my least favorite books of the year. They're all 2-star reads. The first one is probably the one that most people are going to disagree with me on, and it's You by Caroline Kepnes. I did a whole review of You that you can watch to see my full reasons why. And I've already talked about most of these in wrap-ups and stuff too, so if you really want more discussions and more answers and more reasons, I have reviews or wrap-ups for all of these. So I'm just going to briefly say like why I didn't like it. But I didn't like You. I like You. I like You, but I don't like the book You by Caroline Kepnes because I just had a really hard time with it. It creeped me out, and it was very predictable, and as much as I like appreciated how it made me think in a different way, and I appreciated the style that it was written in, I couldn't get past some of the creep factor and some of the just kind of like, I felt like they were just obvious things that they threw in just to like make it creepy, or like the story was very I just felt like it didn't go the places I wanted it to go, and I just didn't appreciate it in that way. So again, I have a full review if you want to know my full feelings. Be nice in the comments because I'm sure that some of you really liked You. I really like You, but I didn't really like the book You. I'm sorry. Next up is Level Up by Jean Luen Yang, and I had such high hopes for this. I'd read American Born Chinese and was really impressed with it, and then I went to pick up Level Up and it just was not what I was expecting it to be, and I just felt like it kind of fell flat in a lot of ways. So it's a graphic novel and I just wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I did really like his other work. So, you know, there's hope. I didn't like that one. It's not like the video game story that I thought it was gonna be. Another graphic novel I did not enjoy, it was Rat Queens Volume 2. I just didn't care anymore, and it was a struggle to even get through it, and so I'm DNFing the rest of the series. As much as they're probably pretty awesome, I just couldn't get into it. I just didn't care anymore. I was done. I was over it. I was asked to review a bunch of books this year through authors and publishers and the booktube tours and different things like that, and one of the ones that I got it was called The 52nd by DELA, and I was really excited about it because it's Aztec characters and Aztec culture, but overall I was not impressed with it. It's very obvious that it's a first book and a self-published kind of book at that, and while I was really thankful that I got to review it, and the author has actually contacted me and said how appreciative she is of my thoughts and viewpoints on it, I think it will get better, but I was not a fan of this one as a whole. And again, I do have a full review of this one that you can check out. The premise is really cool and the Aztec culture is really cool, but it's too much like Twilight for me, basically. It's just how I felt about it. My only book that I fully DNF'd this year was Food, A Love Story by Jim Gaffigan. I tried to listen to the audiobook of it. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, a lot of people really like Jim Gaffigan. I am not one of those people. I have come to realize it's all about food, and as a pseudo-vegan, or a chegan as I sometimes say, which is a cheating vegan, I did not appreciate his love of meat and the way he kind of had a distaste towards people like me, and it's just talking about like the best food in the world, and as I can't eat some of this food, I didn't care, and I just found it not funny at all for me. So it's probably just my own personal choices interfering, but I did not like it. I was really excited about 172 Hours on the Moon by Johann Harstad because a lot of my booktube friends have really raved about this book, and I was not a fan of it. It was not my cup of tea. The story about they found weird things on the moon and they get teenagers to go, and I just found it was so flawed. I was like, I couldn't get basically past the fact that like I couldn't believe that NASA would let any of this happen, and I couldn't get past it, and so I couldn't enjoy the book. And as much as I wanted to enjoy like this cool space thriller, it didn't happen for me. So yeah. Finally, finally, the last book that I just did not enjoy this year was Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly, which I read for the Let's Be Mermaids readathon. I did not like this one. As you'd think that as a channel who is inspired by mermaids, I would love all mermaid things. But this is actually not the case at all. I was not a fan of Deep Blue. I apologize to you if you like it, but it was too cheesy for me. It was way too cheesy. Way too cheesy. Just not. There was no depth. It just felt like a drag to read it. Why are they drinking tea underwater? And why are they wearing clothes? They're mermaids. Anyway, I'm done. I'm moving on. So those were all of my least favorite books of the year. Again, if you liked any of them, that's really cool. Please comment down below what your thoughts are. Like, why did you really like them? Love to have like thoughtful discussions in the comments, not just like hate comments about how I hate your favorite book, because that's not true. Just because I don't like your book doesn't mean I don't like you. I love you as a person. Again, you, but not you. Anyway, let me know some of your least favorite books, or if you really enjoyed some of these books, let me know all of that down in the comments. And that's it for me today. I'll see you next time.